Imagine fighting monsters that can heal almost instantly, move faster than the eye can follow, and crush a human with a single swipe. Sounds impossible, right? Well, the demon slayers of Kimetsu no Yaiba had one secret weapon that could push them past human limits. The demon slayer mark. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than a strange scar or birthmark, but when it awakens, it gives the user powers that make them rival even the strongest demons. Throughout the series, only 10 characters ever managed to unlock this mysterious power. And believe it or not, one of them wasn't even a demon slayer at all. So today, we're breaking it all down: the origin of the demon slayer mark, what conditions you need to awaken it, the abilities it grants, the terrifying price that comes with it, and finally, every single character who managed to use it. Stick around, because this story goes all the way back to the golden age of demon slayers, and the truth behind the mark might surprise you. The origin of the demon slayer mark, just like Jujutsu Kaisen talks about a golden age of sorcerers, Demon Slayer had its own golden era. It happened during Japan's Sengoku period, an age filled with war, death, and constant bloodshed. And at the center of it all was one man, Yoriichi Tsugikuni, the very first user of breathing styles. Yoriichi wasn't just strong, he was on a completely different level. From the moment he was born, he carried the demon slayer mark on his body. Unlike other slayers, who need brutal near-death conditions to awaken it, Yoriichi had it from day one. Nobody knows exactly why. Maybe it was fate, maybe he was simply chosen by destiny. But one thing is certain, Yoriichi's mark changed the history of demon slayers forever. When Yoriichi joined the demon slayer course, something strange happened. His mark didn't just boost his own strength, it started spreading. Anyone around him, especially other swordsmen, could resonate with his mark and awaken their own. This mysterious resonance effect meant that for the first time in history, an entire generation of hashira had access to this overwhelming power. That's why the Sengoku era is remembered as the golden age of demon slayers, an age when humans could finally stand toe-to-toe with the terrifying upper-ranked demons. How to awaken the demon slayer mark? So, what does it actually take to unlock the mark? The requirements are brutal. A demon slayer must face extreme life-threatening conditions, pushing their body past human survival limits. To awaken the mark, your heart rate needs to climb above 200 beats per minute and your body temperature has to rise over 39 degrees Celsius or 102 degrees Fahrenheit for Americans. That's the kind of condition where a normal human would be on the edge of collapsing or even dying. And even if you manage to survive that, it's not enough. The mark only appears if you're near someone who already has it, or if you've had it before. In other words, the mark is almost like a flame. It can only spread when another spark is nearby. But here's the tricky part. Just because you've unlocked the mark once doesn't mean it's permanent. In fact, for most slayers, the mark fades after a short while, and they need to hit those extreme survival conditions all over again to reactivate it. Only the truly exceptional like Yoriichi could hold the mark without losing it. There are a few rare ways to keep the mark active for longer. Some slayers manage it through insane, non-stop training that keeps their bodies at peak condition. Others, like Yoriichi and Tanjiro's father, were simply born with it, but for the majority, it's a fleeting, dangerous gift that comes and goes. The powers of the Marno. Let's talk about the fun part, the abilities. Once awakened, the demon slayer mark grants for incredible powers that completely change the fight. 1. Enhanced physical abilities. First, it skyrockets the user's overall strength, speed, and breathing technique. A marked demon slayer can fight on equal ground with upper-ranked demons, monsters who usually outclass humans in every way. It's said that their raw physical strength is boosted up to 100 times compared to their normal selves. That's the difference between a slayer barely dodging attacks to slayer slicing through an upper moon's neck in a single strike. 2. The red Nichiren Blade. Second power is the ability to ignite their Nichiren blade into a blazing red weapon. These glowing blades aren't just for show, they produce intense heat that burns demons at the cellular level, slowing down their regeneration. Even Muzan, the demon king himself, couldn't instantly heal from wounds dealt by a red blade. Normally, slayers activate this ability by clashing their swords together, gripping their weapon with inhuman force, or in Tanjiro's case, having Nezuko ignite it with her blood demon art. 3. The transparent world. Third ability is perhaps the most terrifying, the transparent world. This state lets the user see through an opponent's body as if their skin were invisible. They can observe blood flow, breathing patterns, muscle contractions, and even the smallest joint movements. With this knowledge, a Slayer can predict attacks before they happen and dodge with inhuman precision. It also slows down their perception of time, making everything appear in slow motion. This is a game changer because demons are naturally faster than Slayers, but with the transparent world, the tables turn. For resistance to Muzan's blood. Finally, the mark gives the user a stronger resistance against Muzan's demon creating blood. Normally, if Muzan injects his blood into a human, their body mutates violently, either killing them or turning them into a demon. But marked individuals can withstand far larger amounts of his blood, making them much harder to transform. If they also use total concentration breathing, their resistance increases even further. The curse of the mark. All of these powers sound amazing, but nothing comes without a price. Awakening the mark comes with a terrifying curse. Every marked Slayer is fated to die before the age of 25. Their bodies simply can't handle the extreme strain for long. This curse is similar to the 13-year time limit for Titan shifters in Attack on Titan. Of course, there are exceptions. Some rare individuals manage to cheat death, living past 25 even with the mark. Yoriichi himself survived until the age of 85, though nobody truly understands why. Others, like Kakashibo, escape the curse by becoming demons. But for most Slayers, awakening the mark is essentially trading away their future for the strength to fight today. Characters who awaken the Marno. Let's go through every character who awakened the Demon Slayer mark in order. Yoriichi Tsugikuni. Start with the strongest of them all. Yoriichi was born with his mark, immune to the curse, and able to wield its powers effortlessly. From a young age, he could use the transparent world with perfect mastery and ignite his blade into a red Nikirin sword without effort. In his fight against Muzan, Yoriichi was able to see through the Demon King's body, find his weaknesses instantly, and slice him apart with one strike. Muzan was forced to flee, scarred permanently by Yoriichi's blade. Michikatsu Tsugikuni. Kakashibo. Next is Yoriichi's twin brother, Michikatsu, later known as Kakashibo. He awakened his mark while training under Yoriichi. Unlike his brother, he couldn't defy the curse. To survive, he accepted Muzan's offer and became a demon, living for over 400 years. Even as a demon, Kakashibo used the transparent world to analyze his opponents, predict their movements, and identify their hidden strengths. Tanjiro Kamado. Third, we have Tanjiro Kamado, Tanjiro's father. Like Yoriichi, Tanjiro was born with the mark, but he never joined the Demon Slayer course. Instead, he lived quietly while passing down the Hinokami Kagura dance. During a fight against a giant bear, he used the transparent world to kill it with a single axe swing. He's also one of the few known to live past 25 with the mark, likely because he was born with it. Tanjiro Kamado. Then comes our protagonist, Tanjiro. Unlike his father, Tanjiro wasn't born with the mark. The scar on his forehead early in the story was just a burn mark. Later, during the final selection, it changed into a red scar after another injury, but his true Demon Slayer mark first awakened during his fight against Upper Moon 6, Gyutaro. With the mark, his speed and power increased enough to behead the demon alongside Tengen. Tanjiro eventually accessed the transparent world, allowing him to locate Hantengu's real body, and later used it to surpass Akaza in battle. In the final fight against Muzan, he mastered the red blade on his own and even connected all 12 forms of sun breathing to create the legendary 13th form, Michiru Tokido Mist Hashira. Next is the Mist Hashira, Michiru. He awakened his mark during his battle with Gyako in the Sodsmith village. Before unlocking it, he was overwhelmed. After, he destroyed Gyako's final form with ease. Later, he accessed the transparent world against Kakashibo and dyed his blade red, creating a crucial opening for his allies. Mitsuri Kenroji Love Hashira. Mitsuri awakened her mark during the fight against Zoakuden, one of Hantengu's clones. With it, her strength and agility skyrocketed, letting her fight evenly against the demon. Sadly, we never saw her use the transparent world or a red blade. Ju Tomioka Water Hashira. During his fight with Akaza, Ju manifested his mark, giving him the endurance and speed to keep up with the Upper Moon. Later in the fight against Muzan, he briefly turned his blade red by clashing it with Sanemi's weapon, but he was too injured to fully take advantage of it. Ju Tomioka Water Hashira. During his fight with Akaza, Ju manifested his mark, giving him the endurance and speed to keep up with the Upper Moon. Later in the fight against Muzan, he briefly turned his blade red by clashing it with Saname's weapon, but he was too injured to fully take advantage of it. Gyomei Himejima's stone hashira Gyomei is a unique case. He awakened his mark at the age of 27, already past the supposed limit. Kakashibo assumed he would die within hours, and while Gyomei did eventually fall in the final battle, it's unclear if it was from the curse or from his injuries. With his mark, Gyomei accessed the transparent world even though he was blind and turned his flail red by clashing it with Saname's sword. He even used the transparent world to guide Obane during the final battle. Saname Shinazagawa Wind Hashira Saname unlocked his mark in the fight against Kakashibo, gaining enough power to fight despite serious injuries. He turned his blade red multiple times by clashing it with his allies' weapons and played a key role in Kakashibo's defeat. Obane Agiro Serpent Hashira. Finally, Obane awakened his mark in the final battle against Muzan. He immediately gripped his blade with such force that he nearly passed out, but the result was a glowing red sword. With it, he sliced off Muzan's arms multiple times and pierced his neck. He also briefly accessed the transparent world, though he only managed to see Muzan's organs for a moment. Conclusion, and that's the full story of the Demon Slayer mark. From Yoriichi's mysterious birthright to Tanjiro's climactic awakening, the mark became the ultimate weapon against the demons. But it came with a terrible curse, trading away years of life for the power to fight in the present. So here's the big question. Which mark character do you think had the biggest impact on the story? Was it Yoriichi, the man who scarred Muzan forever, or Tanjiro, who carried the mark into the modern era and finished the fight? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more Demon Slayer content.